This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. We're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first of all, we're going to take a look here at a seasonality chart of the NASDAQ, and then we'll take a look here at FedEx and UPS. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have a seasonality chart. Now, I posted this many times. And they all look about the same, okay? So you look at the NASDAQ, you look at the S&P, you look at the Dow, they're all the same, okay? See how we have this rally into February, and then we have this sell-off going into March, okay? But again, it holds that June low situation, and this is your buying opportunity here to take this longer going on into the spring situation, okay? So all these charts look the same. So if you need to go look at seasonality chart, just go to equityclock.com. It's all right here. Now, this is over a 20-year period, so it actually plays out very, very nicely. So on this sell-off that we have in the NASDAQ down here, 308, this is no surprise to me, okay? None, okay? So now what I'm doing is just lining up trades. So when we get to this bottom area here, we can take it and then buy it this long and then run that bad boy right on up. Okay, let's take a look here now at FedEx and UPS. Okay, here we have FedEx and UPS. Now, we'll take a look here at FedEx first, where you can see here, we have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then all the way down here, another lower high. So if you put a trend line on here, this is coming right on down here, okay? Now, we got this bottom here. We actually had this double bottom situation, okay? So we had this low at 246.72, and then we put in this whopper all the way down here. But you notice that it rallied up and closed right above there all the way down to 244.45. Now it's trying to rally up here. So let's just see how this all shakes out here, okay? So what you're really watching is this 21-day. See how it stopped it like right in its tracks? Okay, just like that, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now again, if we can get above that, we can go to today's high. That's that 261.37 level. Then we just follow these candles all the way up here until we get to this 50-day. That's going to be your big target at that 269.52 level. Okay, and obviously, if you can get above that, we go to the 100-day here, 274.77, and then we have 276.58 here. That is your 200 SMA here. So if you're trading this here, you got to be very, very cautious here. If you can't get above that 21-day, she's not going higher. But see, we have this trend line coming all the way on down here, and this is just showing a series of lower highs. That's really never good. Now, you got to figure we did have a divergence. This is why I like showing you the RSI. Okay, so we had this low, okay, all the way down here. We had a really low. Then we had an even lower low, but look at here. We had a higher low. See this positive divergence. Okay, so you always want it. That's why I always trade the RSI. Leave the RSI in there for an indicator, because it's not just showing strength. It also shows these divergence here, which is always very, very nicely, which makes the stock run right on up. The key is that you got to get above that 21-day, and then we can head right for that 50-day at 269. Now you look at the MACD here. Well, it's pretty much the same thing. We can plenty of room. It just is like a sideways action kind of situation. So if there's rallies higher, maybe we can get that green to curl back up like we had here, and then we can have a nice rally up. So we got to be a little bit patient here, see how this all shakes out. Okay, now here on the UPS, see, there's no divergence here. See, it just came right on down and just rolled right back up here again, okay? So there's really nothing here, but look at this gap, okay? So I wanted to show you this gap. So right now you're sitting here at a high of 118.73. This was the gap up here at 117.98. So the top of your gap here, look at the top of this candle here now, is 118.73. So we're starting to go into that gap. But look where the fill is, all the way up here at 133.63 level, okay? So if this gets running, eventually you will fill this gap all the way up there. Now again, there's a lot of resistance here. You have the 50-day here, we have that 100-day, and we have that 200-day before you get to that gap. But again, over time, I think this could be one that rolls up nicely. Now, on the downside, you need to hold that 115.81. But more importantly is this 116.58, this 8-day. See how nice this is holding here? Okay, as long as that 8-day holds, you're in really good shape. If it doesn't, then we can start following these candles down. You have your retest there at 109.40 level, okay? So now your green is over your red. Okay, that shows momentum to the upside, obviously. And the same way here, but you're only at 47. You got plenty of room to run up to the upside. But always watch this gap, which is the top of that candle now, and watch that fill up there, because eventually that will take place. But again, watch all the resistance in the meantime. But these are all here on the sliding on like a waterfall situation. But that doesn't mean they can't turn and go back up here, and we can possibly fill that gap. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, the rally didn't really last that much here in Bitcoin, and we never even did make it up to that 100 SMA here. Okay, so let's look at the upside here first. Okay, so realistically, what we're doing is we're looking at the bottom of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 85,820. Then we'll look at today's high, that 87,015, and then this is the key level that you're looking at is that 89,397. Now, if you can get above that, this 8-day is going to be very, very tough. Okay, look, I've shown you in the past that 91,910. If you get above that, then we have this gap. Okay, 92,755. That's the next resistance, and then we have the fill looking at 93,570 level, and then we can attack that 21-day at 96,374, and possibly that 50-day at 98,220 level here. Okay, but right now that 21-day crossed over, the 8-day crossed over. There's really nothing bullish about this pattern. Now today we had this inside day. Okay, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot because it looks like we have a topping tail. Now on the downside, what we want to watch is yesterday's low. That's going to be very key. That's that 82,185 level, okay? Your next level of support is going to be this gap down here at 8670, okay? And then we're going to have that fill at 77,930. And then here's the target that we're going to be looking for right here is going to be that 76,194. Now, again, if that is, say that is lost here, then what we do is we just take these price channels right across here. See this? Okay? 74.48, that's going to be your next support. And then we'll come right to the top of this candle here at 69,635. Okay. And then what we do is we just keep right on ratcheting all the way on down here. You have a support there, 67,035. But then you can come all the way down here to the 65 level here very, very easily. Okay. So that's why I like the price channels, because all I got to do is look to the left of the chart here and bring that right across here. Now, the reason you say, oh, why is it going on top of that candle? Because, see, that was the breakout. See how it ran on up here, came down, and then you broke out above that. So now that creates a support level, okay? So just watch that. If that gap in that fill and that 200-day there is lost, then we just follow the tops of these candles here, and that is going to be your key support levels, okay? Now, we're getting here pretty much oversold conditions. You can see here, see how it even changed color from green to blue there. Okay, so that's getting oversold conditions. Doesn't mean it can't ride the bottom out here, just like we rode the top out here. But again, a lot of times you're going to get yourself a good relief rally kind of a situation. Same way here, your green is below your red, but you got to be patient with this. This is a two-way trade. Now, I showed you at midday trading. I use IBIT for the long, BITI for the short, and it works out very, very nicely. Now, say this is starts rallying up here for whatever reason. Just watch that that 100-day. Okay, that's key. And then watch that 8-day 91,444. That is going to be key on the upside. But again, as this day goes on, and then when those futures open, this 8-day is going to come down lower. You're probably going to end up touching that 100-day here very, very shortly. So we got a sheet. This is a trade. This is not buy and hold and I'm going long kind of situation. That's not it. Okay, you have nothing here that says that this is bullish. Okay, so this is a trade unless you can start rocketing above the 100-day, the 8-day, so on and so forth. But until then, this is sideways here to down because we're below that 8 simple moving average. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, crude had a pretty good run here today. Scalped the UCO there. That was a pretty nice trade. Actually, I scalped it twice. Okay, so UCO was really good. I'm still holding the SCO. I have a stop there at 17. If I get stopped out, but right now here, I'm just looking at this 8-day. I think it's going to stop that candle out before it stops me out. Okay, so right now on the upside, looking at 70, 75 level. If you can get above that, you're looking right for that 100-day. Okay, so you're looking at that 71.47, and then we have the 21-day 71.56. If you can bust above it, you got 72.60. That is going to be your 50-day, and then your next resistance is 73.87. Right now, high, lower high, lower high, lower high situation. Nothing bullish about this. The same as Bitcoin. There's nothing bullish about this. Just because you have 1-day relief rally, it don't really mean dick. Okay. Now, downside here, what you want to watch is watch the bottom of this candle. This is that 70.12 level. Okay. Then come down here, looking at 69.80. We'll come to the top of this candle here at 69.28, and then we'll be watching that 36 level. That's going to be very, very key. And right here, this is where we were looking for, 68.42. So he came within 6 cents. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. All your support levels are going on right here. Now, again, if that's lost, we just follow the candles down. But right now, we got this green candle. We got to see how this all shakes out. 44, not overbought, oversold. That could go either way. Your green is still below your red, but you're hanging right on the bottom here. But your price is below all these simple moving averages. and there's nothing bullish here about this chart. Okay, natural gas, well, we got sideways action going on here, but now we have this lower low. See this? It rallied up here today, but you couldn't even get to that 8 simple moving average, and we put in a new low there today at 3.87. Now, what we want to watch here is the bottom here. Okay, this is 390, and then we'll watch today's 3.87, then 3.82, 72, and then we're going to watch right there 3.69. That's your big target on the downside. And same way with this 365 level, your 21 day. If that's lost here, we can follow the candles down, but realistically, you're probably going to redo this 3.26 level very, very nicely. Okay. Now there still is a gap here. It's a small gap, but it's still a gap. See at the bottom here is 3.16, and then we look at the top of this candle here at 3.11. So you have a gap and a fill here if that 100-day is lost, and then you can come all the way down to 299. But right now here, we're below that 8-day, not good. Now, upside here, well, bottom line, you're watching that 8-day. Okay, 411, that's going to key. Then 418 is next, and then we have 420, and then we can have 430 area, 436, and then we can come all the way up here. But right now, sideways action, but look sideways here, the down situation. You look at the RSI, and that looks like it wants to roll. This wants to roll here, so I wouldn't be too, anything with this kind of a situation. I'm just looking here to see what happens. Daily basis, UNG for the long, KOLD for the short, working out very, very nicely. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Remember, tomorrow's Friday. We got one more day here left. You got the rig count there at 1 p.m. Other than that, there we just have your basic earnings and that kind of things like that. But right now here, it just watch them seasonality charts because they say a lot about what's going on with the market. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.